So as many of you may know, I've created a video back in 2019 covering the topic of how do I become a firefighter. With that video being out and with our website being up and having those resources available to candidates like yourself, there's still a lot of confusion out there in the community. I'm still getting emails and messages on our YouTube channel asking, where do I start? Or, what steps should I take? Or how do I become a firefighter? Which tells me that there's still a need out there. So with that confusion setting in, I really wanted to update that video and kind of get down to the nitty and gritty of what's actually required to become a firefighter. So with that being said, there's a few things we got to cover in regards to, researching and understanding what departments you're pursuing. What I mean by that is you need to understand what department do you want to work for. In particular, if you want to work for, a lot of the departments in California, some of those departments require that you have a paramedic certification or a firefighter 1 and 2 certification. So you need to know those things prior to you actually taking the steps to becoming a firefighter within those organizations. Now, on the other end, there's a lot of departments out there that only require an EMT certification. There's also, not as many, but there are departments out there that don't even require that you have an EMT. Back in 2015, I tested for the Tucson Fire Department, and they didn't require that you had an EMT certification to be eligible to test for them. So you just got to do a really good job of researching ahead of time to see what's available around you. Now, with that being said, if you're okay with, going outside of your location and testing elsewhere, that's awesome, because that's only going to open up that pool of departments that you can test for. But you still have to do your research and figure out what those particular fire departments' requirements are to become eligible to test for them. So that's the biggest thing we need to start with. Secondly, there's a lot of questions of, what do I need to do first? Should I go to school? Should I go to fire classes? Should I take my EMT first? Should I just go straight to EMT to medic? Whatever path you want to take, whatever you truly have the desire to pursue, that's the path that you should take. Not everyone takes the exact same path to becoming a firefighter. There was a quote out there, and I forgot who said it, and I may butcher it, but it's pretty much saying many paths lead to the same destination. It's extremely powerful, and it literally exemplifies the concept I'm trying to teach you here is you can take any path that's, pertinent to you, pertinent to your situation, your time, your schedule, your resources, your availability, and still, make it to the goal of becoming a firefighter. Now, for me, for instance, I took the college route first. I went to a 4-year college, played collegiate sports. After I graduated college, I then pursued, an EMT and then went on to pursue a fire career. There's other people that get straight out of high school and then they go straight to pursuing a fire career. And that's cool. If they're successful and that's the path they wanted to take, then that's awesome. Great for them. There's really no perfect answer to give you. The only thing that's pertinent is, what do you have the desire to do? Do you want to become a firefighter, as fast as possible? Do you have the goals and admirations of pursuing higher education first? Like, what's your life goals? What do you want to accomplish? Now, with that being said, from a general standpoint, when candidates ask me, hey, how do I become a firefighter? What do I need to do first? Generally speaking, and this isn't not knowing their particular life situation, I tend to tell them, hey, go get your EMT. Because obviously you're of age, 18 years of older, you have a high school diploma or GED, you have a driver's license, go get your EMT so you fulfill the minimum qualifications, the minimum requirements to become eligible to test for departments. So with that being said, the minimum qualifications to be eligible to test, 18 years or older, high school diploma or GED, have a valid driver's license, and then obtain an EMT certification. So remember what I said. There are departments out there that don't require that you need an EMT, and there are departments out there that require that you need a medic or a firefighter 1 and or 2 certification. So do your research, but generally speaking, the minimum qualifications, 18 years or older, high school diploma, GED, valid driver's license, and an EMT certification. So I tend to tell them, hey, go get your EMT so you can start testing as soon as possible. With that being said, that's like a general answer that we give candidates that ask us the question of, how do I become a firefighter? There's a lot of other variables that goes into the process to becoming a firefighter, but those are the minimum qualifications that are necessary to become eligible to test. So for me, and the way I coach and mentor candidates like yourself, I'm gonna tell you straight up, make sure that you're 100% sure that you wanna pursue a fire career. Before you start paying money to go to school and before you start putting, your time and effort into the process, like, you don't want to be that candidate that just kind of like 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Like, truly commit to the process. So make sure it's something you want to do. And that's why I say it's important that you research. And it's not just researching on the internet, pick up the phone and, call fire departments and, talk to new firefighters that, went through the processes that you potentially are going to go through, and see what they have to say and see what they have to offer you in terms of, value and their experiences within those particular organizations. So you can see if it's something that you really want to do. I know times are difficult right now, ride-alongs are hard, networking's a little bit more difficult, but you got to do everything in your power to really get insight and see if it's something that you truly want to pursue. I'm never going to be an advocate and tell someone to, yeah, just go get your EMT. Like, honestly, it's more than that. Like, make sure that you 100% want to become a firefighter. Then go get your EMT. Then, go get the certifications that you need to become eligible to test. Like, it's really that important. You really don't want to waste your time. You don't want to waste, the firefighters and the fire department's time. Really be 100% committed to the process, because it's going to be a complete grind. It's not easy. It's not extremely hard either, with the proper preparation and right mentorship and you being diligent about, putting in the work well in advance. The process is very doable, but it's not going to be easy. It's going to be a total grind. It truly requires 100% genuine effort from you, because at the end of the day, it's you that has to perform in the firefighter testing process. So with all that being said, let's kind of go through it. So we said the minimum qualifications to become eligible to test for a lot of the departments out there are: you must be 18 years or older, have a high school diploma or GED, have a valid driver's license, and obtain an EMT certification. So you're already 18 years or older, you have a valid driver's license, you have a high school diploma or GED. So the next step is you need to go enroll into an EMT program. So to do that, just go online, type in EMT program near you, see what, search results pop up, click the most appropriate links to you, make sure that, you fit the requirements and qualifications to be eligible to enroll into those programs. Make sure, you have the resources and funds to pay for the program and it fits your schedule based off of your own, personal needs, and then enroll into the program. As you go through your EMT program, there's going to be a lot of moving parts. You're going to learn about, what it means to be a first responder. You're going to learn about, EMS, the field in general. You're going to learn about, EMT terminology, medical terminology, EMT skills. And the big thing that you're going to endure throughout your EMT program is your preparation toward the National Registry. So that's the NREMT. So there's going to be a lot of different elements that you're going to be experiencing as you go through your EMT program. Keep in mind, a lot of these programs are actually taught by, firefighters themselves. So if you're fortunate enough to have an EMT program that's actually, ran and instructed by an actual firefighters, there goes another route of you building a network. So not only that, you're going to have your classmates within your EMT program that, have the same goals and admirations of eventually becoming a firefighter or just becoming a first responder in the field. So that's just another key important variable when it comes to the process to becoming a firefighter, is building your network. So you have your classmates, you have your instructor, whether it's a firefighter or not, they're all connected. We all work together. So you're building your network of people that you can have, contact with, grow relationship with, grow rapport with, and actually start working on, your skills and what's required of you to be successful throughout the firefighter testing process. So as you can see, outside of just the minimum qualifications to become eligible to test, there's other variables that go into place in regards to, the process to becoming a firefighter. And that's what I showed in my first video in 2019, the 23 steps to becoming a firefighter. We talked about, networking and building your network and, involving your family and all these different things. But I just wanted to make this one as, concise as possible, so there's really no confusion. So as you go through your EMT program and you pass all your exams, you pass your, NREMT skills, you get ready to take the Nremt cognitive exam, which is the computer-based exam, okay? So when you do that, they're gonna walk you through the entire process, make sure you're, signed up for it and everything. You're gonna go down or whatever location they have set for you in regards to taking your National Registry test. You're gonna take the computer-based written test, the cognitive exam. So once you do that, you wait for your results to come in. You pass the NREMT, so you're nationally certified. So then once you have that national certification, you're gonna go then apply for your state EMT certification, so your license. So once you have your national registry status and you're waiting for your state EMT certification to come in, start looking for departments that are hiring. So make sure you go in and search and make sure that you meet the requirements to be eligible to test for those particular fire departments. So you can go on like sites like the NTN or the FCTC or any other site, and then you can even check the particular fire departments in general. Just type in your specific city or your specific fire department that's within your location and start going through their website and seeing what their application process is like, what their recruitment and testing process is like, and see if it's available. Make sure that you meet the requirements to become eligible to test for them. Once you do that and they open their process, you have all the requirements that are necessary to test. Fill out the application and wait for further notice on the next steps in the process. So once you get to this phase, you're already fulfilling the minimum requirements. You've already filled out the job application. You're just waiting for further notice. So then at this point, they're going to send you the requirements in regards to the next steps in the testing process. So typically when it comes to a firefighter testing process in a general sense, they're typically conducted as such. You have your job application, you go down and do a CPAT, you have some sort of written exam, and then 1 or 2 interviews. And then that's when they really start finalizing their evaluation of their candidates and select the next candidates for hire. But just like I said, when it comes to research, you got to make sure you do a great job of knowing what your particular fire department recruitment and testing process is like, so you know exactly what you're getting ready to endure. I know when it came to my fire department, we had the job application, we had to take our CPAT and the written exam down at the National Test and Network Center, and then we had 2 interviews that we had to endure, and they adopted a final evaluation called the Practical or Pre-Academy, where we had to go down to their training academy for 3 days to be further evaluated in a real-world firefighter experience. So just like I said, research is vital. You really need to know what you're getting yourself into so you know every step of the testing process that you're getting ready to endure. So let's start checking the boxes off. You've already met the minimum qualifications. You've already filled out the application. You've already went through your CPAT. You've already went through your written exam. You've already went through your interviews and any further testing evaluations that you had to go through. Then at that point, if you scored high enough and you are fortunate enough to be selected by your particular fire department, then boom, you're going to move on to the next phases within their recruitment process. So it's obviously not just the testing process. Now you're in just the whole phase of the recruitment process. So I'm meaning like, backgrounds, if they do a poly and psych exam, new hire medical exam, all the next steps that lead you up into the actual fire academy where you become a fire recruit. So as you go through the fire academy, you're going to have your fire recruit reds on. It's going to have your department logo with saying fire recruit with your name on the shirt. You're going to be on cloud 9 at this point. What you experience in the fire academy is going to be, pertinent to the national standard when it comes to firefighting. Then again, you're going to have, the operating procedures within your particular fire department when it comes to hose lay evolutions, equipment use, and what other standards your particular fire department has while still meeting, the national firefighting standard. So you're going to be experiencing all those things. There's going to be a lot of ups, a lot of downs. One thing you need to remember as you go through that process is just know that it's going to be a grind, okay? Yeah, you're going to be excited and thrilled to be there, but just know that, hey, it's going to be a grind. So one important concept I want to cover while we're talking about the fire academy is whether your department conducts a 12-week fire academy or a 22 to 23-week fire academy, just know that, yeah, it's going to be a grind on you while you're down there. Just know that, your family or your girlfriend or your significant others back at home, they're going to be feeling it as well because you're going to be gone. You're going to be physically present at times, but emotionally, you're really not going to be there. I mean, you're going to have a lot of training. You're going to be being beat down there at the grinder at your fire academy. There's going to be a lot of studying that you're going to have to do when you get home. And honestly, you're going to get to the point to where when you get home, all you want to do is, shower, eat, and go to sleep. So you got to be very diligent about, informing your family, not just based on your own research, informing yourself, but really informing your family of kind of what's expected of them throughout the entire recruitment process, and especially in the fire academy, okay? They also need to know what you're getting ready to endure. It's that important, okay? So now that I cover that, as you go through the fire academy, you're successful, you pass everything, you pass the national standards, you pass your firefighter 1 and 2 certification if you haven't done so already. So then you're getting ready to graduate. So now you're in the phase of graduating from the fire academy. So once you swear in and you get pinned, you have your firefighter badge on you, you officially become a probationary firefighter for your particular fire department, okay? So that's literally how the process works. It seems overwhelming, but as you start slowly checking off the boxes, starting with the minimum qualifications, that cloudy vision that you have in front of you will start clearing up. So just like I said, it starts with you. It starts with your research, knowing what you're getting ready to endure, understanding what your particular fire department recruitment process and testing process is like, and seeing what requirements that you need to obtain to become eligible to test for that particular fire department. So then as you meet the minimum qualifications, you go through the testing process and you're successful and you're fortunate enough to be, hired by that particular fire department. You go through the fire academy, you go through probation, you're successful through those processes, you've officially become a sworn senior firefighter. And that's how you become a firefighter. So like I said from the beginning, there's still a lot of confusion out there, even with the videos and the resources that I provide. So I want to try to clear some of that up. So what I did is I developed a free program for you. And what it is, it's our Firefighter Jumpstart program, which is literally going to help boost, your steps and your process to becoming a firefighter. In this program, I take you through the steps of how to become a firefighter. I take you through the steps and requirements when it comes to the CPAT. I teach you about the firefighter interview process, and I teach you about the most known interview method that a lot of candidates utilize. I've also developed a 100-question written exam that's there to test, your skills and knowledge when it comes to, firefighter-specific written exams. I've also included a couple weeks worth of free workouts so you can really start getting a visual of how to develop your own fitness programs pertinent to your preparation to becoming a firefighter. So make sure you go down to the description, click the link, check out our Firefighter Jumpstart program, and start taking the steps to your process to becoming a firefighter. I'll catch you guys on the next one.